Hello, so I just wanted to give an update on the progress of the project. So I had been doing those weekly hackathon video updates, but I never really talked about it. And those update videos, like it was requested that they only be a minute long, and then the demo video and the pitch video were supposed to be like around 3 minutes. So that's why they were relatively short. But I guess just to talk about that a little bit, right? It's something in Solana, hosted by Coliseum. And yeah, this particular competition, the winners of it can be selected for their accelerator program where you can basically receive $250,000 to fund your projects. And yes, I would love to do that to fund my dream company. Yeah. And yeah, I think if you get accepted to that, you also have to go to San Francisco. I think they pay for your hotel and your food, but not for the air travel. But yeah. Aside from that, like winners of like if you win, you can be chosen for that. But winners, there are some cash prizes for that. That would be for you, I guess, not for your company. There was these general things, and then there's these different categories where all of the amounts are exactly the same. I had registered in DeFi, consumer apps, and infrastructure, but I could have been in undefined and stable coins. I do have stable coins, not real world assets. Nothing, no real world assets here. But yeah, no, that's basically what the plan was. So yeah, I have to admit it definitely burnt me out a little bit. The update videos were like the due date was like at 7 a.m. Thursday morning, and when I have a big project and I have like due dates, I'm the type of person that's always working up until the deadline. So, no, that definitely burnt me out, staying up all night and getting, sleep at 7 a.m. There's also this new thing, which is Eternal, and this is something that goes on for 6 months after they have, I think, two hackathons every year and then they have their Eternal project, or maybe the hackathons once a year. But anyway, these are like it's a 4 week sprint, and it increases your chances of getting accepted into the accelerator project. Like after you've done the hackathon, like they mentioned that here, I guess in case you didn't win the hackathon. So there's like other ways to get into the accelerator program for the quarter mil for your company. So I don't know if the due dates would be at 7 a.m. in the morning, but yeah, no, that definitely burnt me out, and I'm definitely moving slower now. So, um, I mean, I guess I'm gonna have to do it if I'm. It will be best for my company if I do it. I guess, assuming like the results for the hackathon are not gonna be decided until like December 13th. I think the documentation said so. That might be a while, but I think I will take like a week break, and then next week I'm just gonna jump into Eternal and do like 4 week sprints and give updates every week. I'm hoping that it's not at 7 a.m. in the morning, but I will see how that works out. Hopefully, it's not exactly the same. I guess aside from that, getting back to where the code is, right? This is like the last thing I showed on the front end as far as like in the demo video. But since then, I had just been working on, in the back end on the lending protocol contract itself, and everything is done as far as calculating interest during borrows, and the withdrawals have been updated to account for other things that you borrowed in other accounts. The only thing that's missing is collateral swaps because I want borrowers, which will mostly just be me, I'm sure, in the beginning, to have the ability to swap their collateral in case like shit's dipping or when something's dipping way more than another. Maybe you just want to swap your collateral. Maybe you want to completely get out of it, but it would just be another option for the borrower, I guess, and liquidations, right? That's the only other function that's missing, right? Lending protocol, these are over collateralized loans. If you're borrowing and the debt that you're accumulating increases too much or the value of your collateral drops too much, you can be liquidated if you don't repay, basically. And I don't have that function yet, but I think that function should be pretty straightforward. The biggest hurdle I think currently that I'm missing, right, is that my tests are broken in the sense that not completely. I mean, most of them are passing. I have the withdraw stuff, but no borrow or repay. But repay should be pretty simple. Withdraw and borrow will be issues in testing locally because there's this thing that I'm using called Pyth, which is a service that a lot of people use, but it's a way that the contract can validate the price of an asset to determine whether you should be liquidated or whether you can borrow based on how much what you have is actually worth or whatever. And that is basically a separate contract. And I think the easiest way to run my tester locally, and if you're running it locally, then that contract does not exist locally. So you're basically going to have to mock it. So, yeah, I'm going to have to figure that out or whatever. But yeah, but yeah, I've definitely, burnt out from the hackathon. I mean, I do enjoy coding, and I am very passionate about this project, but but now that shit fucked me up, to be honest. But I'm moving just a little slower. I want it to be done by the end of the year, but yeah, after this is done, then it's really just the front end. And honestly, I think like 90% of all of this is front end work and getting things to look nice and stuff. So that's pretty much it. I don't want to talk too long. That's basically the plan, right? Get that quarter mil for my project, and then yeah, make my dream company. So that's pretty much it. So I will see you guys in the next video.